During my 2 weeks in the hospital, I had plenty of time to question my place in the justice system. Tonight, I'm planning to write about this as much as I can. Hashtag on patrol with at Here Comes Trouble and at Walking Dolphin. Hashtag Stronghold.
Is it just me, or is it plain stupid to announce that we are out on patrol?
Is there anything that isn't stupid to you?
Yeah, coffee.
Did someone say coffee? We just got a ping. It looks like there's a report of suspicious activity at the docks.
I guess that means our shift starts early. Let's go! Papa Smurf always says...
While staring at the ceiling in the hospital, I had this question in my mind. Am I really fixing things? Or am I just a painkiller trying to hide the symptoms of a bigger problem? Or even worse, just plain old duct tape? On days like this, I just can't tell for sure. Hashtag Stronghold. Valeria?
Shit!
I just can't believe Valeria's body was stolen from under our noses, Captain.
It is also troubling that experiments have been performed on a metahuman's body who's strong enough to bend reality.
It's clear we have a serious security breach. We'll take care of this when the time comes. However, our priority is to find who is responsible. What have we got?
She not only knows that the container is headed to a buyer in Europe, nothing more.
An operation of this scale could not have taken place without She-Wolf's knowledge. I tried to reach her, but she's not answering.
Everything in the files is fake, except the name of the truck driver who made the delivery. Looks like he is working the night shift at a bar in Riverside. We can at least find out where he got the container.
Well, looks like we have 2 clues. Pick one, and I'll send another team to the other location.
I hate to generalize, but even after a fight to the death, a lycanthrope will not hold a grudge against anyone. It's all fair game as long as grievances, as well as blows, have been dealt. Long story short, you can almost always come to terms with a lycanthrope. Hashtag lycanthrope. Can we finally talk now that the dust has settled?
Valeria's body, huh? I didn't expect this chill to blow up this bad.
Maybe the bite first, ask questions later policy is a bit out of date, don't you think?
Troy, please. Look, Christina, I truly apologize to all of you for the mess tonight, but we really had to find out what you knew about the container.
Very well. There is a small clan of vampires hanging out in the lab at the abandoned buildings for years. I've learned a truck carrying containers was going in and out there 2 days ago.
Hold up! You're saying that you noticed suspicious activity going on in an abandoned World War II super soldier lab in your area, and you didn't worry about it?
I thought it was just old lab equipment. They never had any beef with us, so we stayed in our lane.
Now we know where they were doing their experiments. Let's go and find out their purpose.
Wait a minute, little star. These are big boy plans for a tiny vampire clan. Could there be someone behind the curtains?
Anything is possible in Mayhem City. I can help by making a few calls.
I admire the musicians' ability to contain their fears. In my opinion, performing on the stage is scarier than fighting criminals. So, when I see a panicked musician, I can hardly contain my urge to rush to the supermarket to stock up on the food and toilet paper. Hashtag music, hashtag fear.
Where did the container come from?
I swear I'm innocent. I'm just a truck driver.
Stop bullshitting and answer my question!
I knew there would be trouble when they said they were going to load the truck at the lab at the abandoned buildings.
Oh, really? Were you really expecting that something totally legitimate would come out of an abandoned World War II super soldier lab in a haunted neighborhood?
Of course not, but I really needed the cash. I was told not to get out of the truck until loading was complete, but I stuck my head out when I couldn't see any cranes around. Then, when I saw 7 or 8 vampires carrying a container of who knows how many tons casually on their backs, I almost crapped my pants.
Vampires? Shit.
Now we have a clear idea about who is financing the operation. I wonder which house.
I was just doing my job, man. You can't blame me for the cargo.
When I was a teen, there were bullies in the arcade where I went after school. They took money from kids and, ironically, beat up bullies in the game. Years later, I ran into one of them during my morning commute. He did not seem intimidating at all. #arcade, #bully.
Come on, man! You were just showing off a minute ago!
You know nothing about Nosferatus, you moron.
Am I supposed to change his diaper?
No, you need to burp him. Anyway, I know what you came here for, but you will return empty-handed.
What are you babbling about?
A large pack of lycanthropes raided the lab and stole the entire project just a few hours ago.
She-Wolf's crew?
No idea. But we would have destroyed you if we weren't already battered.
Yeah, dream on.
I want my lawyer! I will sue you!
We already called her. She's on her way.
Since we caught you red-handed, we have the right to practice mind reading on you during your interrogation. Don't worry, none of these will be admissible as evidence in a court hearing. Hush now.
They tried to develop a device that could mimic Valoria's probability control powers. The project is called Chaos Device. It appears that they were partially successful. The device works, but the DNA of the cloned organic material inside it is dissolved after the initial use.
So this thingy they called Chaos Device is actually a kind of reality-bending bomb?
Absolutely. They had 2 copies. Both were stolen.
Captain, I just talked to She-Wolf. She is denying any involvement in this.
Might other lycanthropes refusing her authority have formed another pack of their own?
A few weeks ago, our intelligence reported that there was a new leader of the small lycanthrope community living in the sewer network.
Yes, Captain, I remember the report. If I remember correctly, she was called Lady Vermin.
We know where Lady Vermin and her followers live. Pay them a visit, would you?
There are 2 known entry points to the sewer network. One under the statue in Greenbridge Park, and the other through the train yard at the old subway.
The park is lycanthrope territory. The wizard gangs rule the old subway line.
Choose one and keep me updated. We have to get our hands on these devices ASAP.
I have an absurd memory. I can clearly remember what my mother said when I soiled myself at the age of 3. That's why pragmatist people bother me so much. Some even expect me to forget what came out of their mouth 5 minutes ago, let alone years. #memory, #pragmatism.
Sugar honey iced tea.
Now that you're cut off from your magic, better start singing.
Unless you're planning to kick us to oblivion.
Aren't you gonna buy me a coffee first?
Cut the crap.
Well, you 5-0 probably got into something that's way over your heads this time.
Yes, story of our lives. Something new?
Of course. There isn't a gang left in the city that hasn't been bribed already to mess with your blue asses.
Must have cost someone a small fortune. It also explains why everyone we met since yesterday was looking for trouble.
But given that Lady Vermin lives penniless in the sewers, it must either be the vampires or some unknown third party financing Lady Vermin that must have been showering the streets with money.
Come on, witch. It's time to go. We'll note that you cooperated in your arrest report.
Hey, what's the rush? Maybe we can make a deal.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Care to have an ear on the streets instead? I'd be more useful outside than inside.
My name is Grace Gardner. I'm a video game addict. I once received a reprimand because I got a fake doctor report to stay home and play the expansion of my favorite MMORPG game on release day. Now, I'm trying to stay away from the online friends I made then. #video games, #addiction.
Well, I get that you want to cut down on your online gaming time, but why don't you call me anymore?
Oliver, from the moment I saw you today, all I can think about is to buy myself a new mechanical keyboard. Unfortunately, I have an addiction, and you're one of my trigger points. Let's not get sidetracked. How do you justify entering the service of a lycanthrope gang leader?
Well, when you're a werebore, it's hard to find someone who accepts you for what you are, Grace.
This is no excuse to commit a crime, Oliver.
I know. Please, Grace, give me one last chance.
I think the cheapest formula used in superhero stories is when the hero is dealing with the problem caused by themselves. Not long ago, I partially sorted out a problem that I had inherited from my mother, and I thought I broke free of this stereotype. How wrong I was. #superhero. You were one of the few survivors we rescued from the Clover residence 2 months ago. I even remember your name, Becky. Becky Porter. Why did you turn on us?
What else did you expect? I spent 15 years of my life in terror, trapped in a zombie-filled district because of your mother. Do you expect me to be grateful because you pulled me out of there?
Becky, I don't know what to say.
Look, lady, with that spreading rate of the outbreak, it was impossible for anyone to have survived there.
Star's mother had to make a difficult call that cost her life by sealing the Clover residence with a dome.
Yeah, the gourd iron knot. I've seen the documentary too. The funny thing is, I wasn't even living there. I was there to strip for a rich bastard's bachelorette party.
Speaking of rich, you mentioned the Enchantress and Voivod were behind everything. Are they financing you?
No, they don't even know about my existence. It was Enchantress's plan all along. She dragged Voivoda into the scheme by promising a device in exchange for the use of his lab.
Enough of this. We'll continue this at the station. Lady, you're under arrest.
Oh, am I?
Shit.
Luckily, I want you to crawl on your knees, not die. Now get the hell out of here.
That was the biggest defeat in Stronghold's history, Captain.
Maybe we should thank her.
We should, because she made us realize the true nature of our allies by dragging us into an operation that we wouldn't have been aware of at all.
Well, team, we have 2 targets this evening. Enchantress is hosting the talk show called Codex tonight, and as far as we know, Voivod will spend the evening on his penthouse floor. Which one would you like to confront? I will personally visit the other one with a second squad according to your choice.
I know people who haven't spoken to their relatives for the silliest reasons for years. Even when I am steaming mad, all of my anger fades away at the slightest display of remorse. There has been only one exception so far. #screw you, #anger.
Thank you. 'Twas a pleasant training session.
Yes, if you repeat this enough, it'll start to feel real after a while.
Vlad, do you have to be this cliche?
Pardon me?
She says get to the point.
Actually, in a way, you caused all of this, Troy.
What are you babbling about?
You putting Antonia Petroza behind bars last year had many negative effects on me. We had some, for the lack of a better word, business deals with Mr. Petroza. He was replaced by his niece, Cristina Vasquez, aka She-Wolf.
But her vision is very different from her douchebag uncle, isn't it?
Undoubtedly.
So, you want to break Antonio Petroza out of jail by using the Chaos device to dethrone She-Wolf, don't you, Vlad?
Are you out of your damn mind? Didn't you ever think how many other criminals could break free because of your mess?
I thank the above the skies for protecting our city, Stronghold.
It's over, Vlad. Hand over the device without making me feel even more disgusted than I already am.
I'm afraid you might be too late, my Grace. While we were chit-chatting here, my good men have already turned on the device in Chainfield Prison.
Thou son of a wench.
I desperately hope that thou will give me an opportunity to make this up to you, my grace.
Screw you, Vlad.
If we hurry, there is a possibility that we will catch up. Let's alert all units.
The genetic makeup of Medjans make them unable to lie. That's why they are skilled at mincing words when they want to hide something. Don't take it personally. Just know that if you want a clear answer, you may have to go out a little harsh on them. #Medjan. Enough of this, Corsawane! I swear, if you don't stop this right now, I'll crush this building over your head!
Whoa! I thought Troy was the macho of the team.
That's why you need to start singing before I step in, Smurfette.
Ugh, why is everybody so upset about these things? Remember when I told you how I felt disturbed when we entered the Clover residence 2 months ago?
Yes, you had a constant headache.
Later on, I went deep into it and found out that my disturbance was because of the souls of the dead who were still trapped there.
Oh no, don't tell me that's because of the dome my mother created over the district.
No, because of the spell that made the dome permanent.
Let me guess. You are planning to breach the dome that isolates the zombie-occupied district from the outside world with a chaos device. Am I right, Corsi Wayne?
Are you out of your mind, Smurfette? You were there with us when we barely saved our asses. If a breach occurs in that dome, we are all doomed.
No! The spell that makes the dome permanent also allows it to regenerate itself.
How could you take this risk on your own? Let Stronghold help and we'll look for a safer way.
You're right, Grace. I should have trusted you, but I was afraid that you might have turned me down.
Come on. You must have known us better than that.
Guys, Captain's calling. They got the other device that Voivod possessed. She's telling us to go back to the station with the device we recovered.
Looks like our shift is ending.
No! The spell that makes the dome permanent also allows it to regenerate itself.
How could you take this risk on your own? Let Stronghold help and we'll look for a safer way.
I'm sorry, Grace, but it's too late now. While you were wasting time listening to me, some of my people already turned on the device in the Clover residence.
Corsawane, what have you done?
Come on, no time to lose. We have to alert all units.
I told you. You know nothing, Trouble Snow.
Piss off, Smurfette.
My mom holds the record for most super criminal arrests for Stronghold, some of which were way above her power level. She once said, if the opponent is high-powered, the only thing that can defeat it is itself. Now, I understand what she meant by that. #supercriminal, #first star.
Are we certain this will work?
In theory, yes. When I was fighting with Valeria 2 months ago, I realized that every time she bent reality, she took back what had been done one step earlier. So, I presume that activating the second chaos device at the same location would cancel out the effects of the first one.
Looks like you were right, little star.
Madison!
Great job, team. I'll be expecting to see your reports on my desk by the end of the day.
I'm afraid Star is still busy hugging you, Captain.
How long are you going to keep this going?
Just 2 more minutes.
Fine.
What is it that I think about when my boots are off and my head is rested on the pillow? Is it the asses I kicked and put behind bars? No. I think about which closed door is now open, or with whom, who once turned their backs, I can now sit down and talk. #protect and serve.
1 filter coffee, a single espresso, a lemon soda, and a large bottle of water. Is that all?
And a friend's company, please. Do you think that in a world where the geists of dead musicians are still recording albums, nothing would ever gape you in awe? Well, I'm pretty sure you have changed your mind after watching the magnificent light show in the sky tonight. Hashtag Clover Residence. Hashtag Geist.
Guys, there are some people here who would like to thank you. They are all free now.
It's proven again that no secret can be kept in the dark. I'm sure you all learned Valeria's story. She asked me for a Viking funeral while she was dying. Maybe she predicted what would happen. I hope she found the peace she desperately searched while alive in her death. Hashtag Valeria.